dude, what's wrong?
Well, it's been a few weeks since I watched the Bears, and I've lost sight in my right ear.
You lost sight in your right ear. I mean, I forgot my
I
glasses.
know. Where are your glasses, dude? I don't even.
I forgot them, dude.
So we kind of
I was getting ready. I thought I had them, and then I'm driving.
So he shows up, and he's like, "Dude, I forgot my glasses." I'm like, "Yeah." But anyways,
yes, I am Big Will.
I am J Dubs,
and this is the Bears Broz Podcast. And we're going to do our year in review, and what a year it was.
What a year. Heart attack year, cardiac arrest.
You were not kidding. I actually, I had a doctor's appointment the other day, and they said my blood pressure was so high that they were concerned that I needed to go to the emergency room. I got whole new blood pressure medicine, and I'm like, there's a reason, and it's called the 2025 Chicago Bears.
You thinking multi-million-dollar lawsuit?
I maybe throw me some tickets, But in honor of our amazing season, my wife told me to go with the orange monster, so I chose the Dreamsicle because what a dream season we did have.
Yeah.
I mean, the Super Bowl doesn't have the same feel because the Bears are not in the Super Bowl, but I will not be upset with how this season went.
Oh, hell no. So we're doing season in review. Let's talk about first game, Monday night game. Vikings-Bears.
And, I mean, we were the better team for 3 weeks, and then, 3 quarters, and then J.J. McCarthy had his only moment of the season because,
Only moment.
Yeah, Minnesota is what it is.
But it gave us can I say glimpse? It gave us a glimpse of what could be. Now, fast forward.
And then we got monkey stomped by Detroit, 52. They put a 50 burger. I don't even.
52-20.
Yeah, they monkey stomped us. And Ben Johnson said we were not practicing like a championship team. And then he must have flipped a switch because then we became a whole new team. We won 4 in a row.
We went. So Dallas came into Chicago. I know. CeeDee Lamb went out with an injury. I mean, we can keep on doing that every type of show.
Mm-hmm.
We beat them, and then
that's when the excuses started.
Yep. CeeDee Lamb was out. This, that, and everything. And then like Will just said, 4-game win streak.
Yes.
And then we talked about that many times. When was the last time the Bears had a 4-game win streak?
And yes, we had a lot of great moments happen that wouldn't have happened last year. Yep. Not one bit. Especially with Matt Eberflus running the show. It would have been a joke.
Matt Eberflus, he coached us for 3 years, 2 years, 3 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Agonizing years. And he went to, where is he right now?
He's unemployed.
I just wanted
because he got shit canned by those Dallas Cowboys. And it's kind of ironic if you think about it, just to point that out. Our last 2 coaches, the 2 Matts, Matt Nagy, Matt Eberflus, both are currently unemployed because Matt Nagy thought he was going to get the Tennessee job. They're like, thanks, but no thanks. We're going to go with Robert Saleh. And then he's thinking, I'm going to get a coordinator job somewhere. Nope, sorry. There's no room at the inn.
Can I just say, can I give my opinion on that? I mean, ever since Patrick Mahomes went down, the Chiefs suck. So I guess your talent sucked, Matt Nagy.
Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, if you look at how Patrick Mahomes did, when Matt Nagy was their offensive coordinator, they had that worst loss where the Tennessee Titans came back and won. Yep. He gets fired, and for some God unknown reason, we decided to hire him as our head coach. And then, he had the one good season. I think he did Mitch Trubisky dirty, but it is what it is. And then Eric Bieniemy took over, and Patrick Mahomes became Patrick Mahomes. MVPs, the
Super Bowl champion,
5,000-yard passing. It is what it is.
Yep.
Then Eric Bieniemy leaves.
And what happens to the Chiefs?
And Matt Nagy gets the offensive coordinator job back, and Patrick Mahomes hasn't had a statistical season like he's had since.
Yep. I'm just saying. I mean, Matt Nagy, fuck Matt Nagy. Anyways.
And who did they replace Matt Nagy with?
I think one of our coaches,
yes.
Eric, sleeping with the enemy. There you go, Chris Berman. Gave you a shout out. All right,
but then Matt Eberflus is unemployed because Dallas learned how horrible of a defensive coordinator
somebody will
he
pick
is.
him up just for pity, but
And they kept saying that Indianapolis was going to fire him, and what do? We give him a job.
yeah.
And then our organization woke up, and Ryan Poles, no matter how much people wanted to trash talk him, local boy from our area, decided, let me pick the coach that I actually want to pick, not, the team president on his way out said, these are your options, and we got Eberflus.
Mm-hmm.
And no, he picked Ben Johnson. Rest is history.
Absolutely.
Good,
Cinderella
better,
history.
best.
Yep.
Yes.
As the back of my shirt says, and of course, up there that Will, right there, Will had that made. So we go on a 4-game win streak. We're fucking ecstatic. We're excited. We're come from behind wins. I mean, I'll never forget when we were watching the Cincy-Chicago game. And,
well, yeah, you were watching it. We didn't get to watch that game together.
We were watching. When I say we watch, I mean obviously whether he's.
I'm watching a game regardless, and the Colston Loveland. That's when Colston Loveland got his opportunity to show. Why did we draft him again?
So before I answer that, which reminds me, we were talking in previous shows before this. It's time for our tight ends to step up, and sure enough,
our missing persons report.
We drafted Colston Loveland for the exact reason from weeks 8 to the end of the season, but obviously, because he didn't come into Chicago and start off with 10-game receptions and 3 touchdowns, but that's just whatever.
And Tyler Warren was basically the number one receiver for whichever Indianapolis Colts quarterback at the time, except for Anthony Richardson, because he got popped in the eye by himself. he can't hit a receiver, but he can hit himself in the eye.
So we go on a 4-game win streak. As millions of other Bears fans, and everybody's like, holy crap, what's going on? We're doing really good. We're running the ball. We're doing this, da-da-da-da-da.
And then we got the slight reality check in Baltimore.
So I'm glad that we're doing this because, I still say oh, my God, Lamar Jackson was not in there. Okay, we won that game. Caleb Williams crossed the goal line. And I'm not saying that because he had him in fantasy. He crossed the goal line. This year has been... what is the fucking rules? And we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But he crossed the goal line on that 4th down. They said nope. And I'm like, wait a minute. But the ball, to the best of my knowledge, here's the line. The ball's here. All that ball's got to do is just touch the line. But whatever. But that was a great reality check because,
because then we went on another 4-game win streak. And was it 5? That's right. And then we went up against Green Bay the first time, and then we unfortunately lost that game. And what the fuck's his name?
LaFleur?
Yes, thank you. I forgot his first name. LaFleur did his handshake thing that everybody was like, "Oh, that's okay."
We'll come back to that.
Yeah,
we'll come back to that.
But then we started winning again. Unfortunately, we haven't beaten Detroit yet, so we can't say we're the king of the North, but we haven't taken down the previous king of the North. We just took down everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We won the second matchup against Minnesota, doing exactly what we should have done in the first game. And then we had the second game against Green Bay. And what happened?
I drank a lot.
We won the way we should have in the first game. And everybody wants to say, because Jordan Love got knocked out.
Oh, here we go.
And on a dirty hit.
There we go.
Bullshit. He was ducking. Everybody I'm friends with that are Packers fans have said he moved into that. So he got a tackle.
Can I say something real quick before we come right back?
Sure.
So everybody says injuries. May I just add my two little cents?
You've hammered this in. Please do it again.
Because I'm a couch GM. We're sitting here in our podcast room where we're doing our show
with our liquid courage.
And this is just my assessment. Okay, we won 4 games without linebackers. Everybody got fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. Some of them were still there, but we lost.
We had to go to
players.
our third because Noah Sewell wasn't a starter at the beginning of the season, and then we didn't have
Edmonds was out for 4 games.
Jackson, the one that we picked up on waivers, who both of them filled in great, and then Noah Sewell got hurt, so we're down to our fourth and fifth string.
Plus, we were without JJ for a while. We were out Kyler Gordon.
And JJ tried coming back in I believe the Detroit game, and he tore his groin.
Yep. So my assessment is, I don't want to hear so and so wasn't in the game, okay? Because we were playing with 3rd, 4th, 5th string defenders. So
and then don't forget there was a couple of games where we didn't have Roma Dunze, and we didn't have Luther Bird in the one game, and we still won. But everybody wants to say, oh, we were lucky. But no offense, I'm wearing my Super Bowl shirt in honor of the 40-year anniversary of the Bears winning Super Bowl 20. It was 40 years ago this past Tuesday.
Yep.
But who's in the Super Bowl right now for the AFC?
The New England Patriots.
And they beat and everybody wants to bring up, they had a softer schedule, and then they beat teams that didn't have this guy. Oh, it's okay for them, but then you want to shit talk us as to why we did well during the season.
And we're still going to come back to the season recap. I think it was on your TikTok. I think you were posting videos like you always do, and somebody said, "Oh, look at you, Bears won."
Our Super Bowl.
And you guys are talking shit, and I'm like,
yeah.
Why wouldn't we? I mean...
Because if it was in reverse, you guys would be talking shit to us if you guys won.
Right.
Rightfully so, because...
why would we not talk... I looked at that comment before I responded, and I'm like, no shit, asshole. Like you dumbasses. Like,
have you just learned the beauty of sports?
Did the Tennessee Titans beat the Packers? I can't remember who the Tennessee Titans beat them. I thought they beat the Packers.
I forget who Tennessee
beat. So you don't think the Tennessee Titans are like celebrating?
Carolina Panthers. Won the game that gave us the first place in the North.
You don't think that? So you just don't think like people? We've had nothing to cheer about. So you don't think that we're going to fucking cheer that we beat the Packers 3 out of the last 4 meetings? So that comment, I was thinking about when we were doing the show.
Yes.
That comment was just like, well, if you beat us, you would be rightfully so talking shit, because that's what happens when you win.
My buddy Robbie Z, who I met through work because he's a Packers fan, I'm a Bears fan, and we have that fun banter. Him and I go back and forth. He still sends me stuff even though we beat them. And I've been waiting since we decided that we were going to do the year-long review of what was the one thing you said you were happy about after the first game that we were going to stop hearing about.
Oh, fuck, I drink a lot. God.
Ben Johnson saying that he was going to enjoy beating Matt LaFleur twice. Yep. And everybody said after we lost the first game that we didn't lose twice. He saved the second one for the playoffs. Remember it. Just saying. He saved the second one for the playoffs and sent your ass home.
So we go into a 5-game win streak, and then we lose against the Packers, and I'm so unprepared. I can't remember the schedule. We might have beat the Vikings again or whatever.
Yeah, we beat the Vikings in the second one, and then we went up against Green Bay in the second game.
The overtime game where it was giving it because DJ Moore, Hail Mary.
Yeah, DJ Moore wore Nixon like a cheap suit and still caught it even though he couldn't see.
And we were like, holy shit. I mean, we were watching Caleb.
Where Caleb officially...
We just watched him
became the Iceman.
Shit, and the Iceman, we'll do it. We'll do the Iceman. And then, so we beat Green Bay. In the middle of genuine handshake, right?
Uh-huh.
And nobody wants to talk about that. They each said something like they normally do. Boom, off. Okay, boom.
And then, because he said fuck the Packers during one of his many amazing locker room speeches. I mean, those alone made him the guy.
So after that overtime, what was our schedule?
Then we lost to San Francisco
which was
in the shootout.
There was no defense in that game.
And
fuck you, Brock.
If unfortunately the play had gotten in time, it might have been. But it is what it is. And then we lost the second game to Detroit. We limped into the playoffs. And then everybody's thinking the Packers are going to send us home. Everybody was picking the Packers to win that game. And the Iceman cometh with his Jordan throw.
That was a very long day because the wife, and the daughter was over. We watched the Carolina Rams game.
That's right. And it was because we had the prime time for that one, so we had to wait and wait. You did so much drinking, and then I almost got my rotator cuff injury because he almost ripped my arm out of the socket.
God, that game. Holy shit.
And our Super Bowl.
Yeah. Okay, so do you know what that tells me? When people say that is...
They don't have good sportsmanship?
Thank you. Because we've already said it. The first game, Matt LaFleur, boom, gone, right? Nothing, right? The second game, they embraced, blah, 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 blah. And then the second game, the third game, we beat them in the playoffs. It was a great game. And everybody wants to talk about Ben Johnson. But wait a minute. But why is it okay for Matt LaFleur, but not okay for Ben Johnson? Please make it make sense.
That Bears fans were eventually going to get sick and tired of the whole locker room speeches and his attitude. Why? I watched the thing from, I believe it was Kyle Brandt from Good Morning Football, and he brought up a very good point. Do you remember that we used to have Mike Ditka as a head coach?
Mike Ditka. Name sounds familiar.
I mean, I believe he's pictured right there.
Oh, yeah.
Giving the finger. And you want to question us finally having a coach that has the balls to say what every Bears fan wants to say?
Instead of being politically
And
correct.
he called out his team when he needed to. He made the decisions when needed and made the team want to run through a wall for him with say, hey, you guys won. Hey, yeah, good going. Let's go on to the next game. No.
Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you. That just reminded me of when we lost to the Redskins, the Commanders, Caleb's rookie year, the Hail Mary.
Where he got the shit kicked out of him?
And Matt Eberflus said, no, that 15, 25-yard pass didn't hurt. Are you?
Oh, my gosh. The only criticism I'll give Ben Johnson is that you're not in Detroit. You are not Dan Campbell. Get the points. I understand you like going for it on fourth down, unless it's a guarantee. And there are many games, including the playoff game that we lost, that if you had gotten the points, might have increased our chances of winning.
But you know what? Anyways, what popped up? You all good?
Yeah.
Okay. Did Bears Broz finally pay you?
I think the check just cleared.
Whew.
I've been calling HR for quite a while.
Mine's been clear for 22 weeks, but
the line's been busy.
So, we lost. Okay, so we go in against the Rams, right?
Yes. Who everybody projected
was going to mop us. Even we said we got to be careful of Puka. I said I'm not worried about the run game. I don't care. I'm worried about Puka, who's all world. Devontae Adams. He's a Hall of Famer. Matt Stafford's a Hall of Famer. And we weren't watching the game together, but we were watching the game. And I remember watching the game, and I was drinking, and...
Whoa. You were drinking?
Yeah, I know.
What a shocker.
Very much. And, I think we said it a couple of shows ago. Our dog had passed away. And so I was very emotional. But I'm watching the game, and the only thing I could think of is, like, why are we going for 2-point conversions? But we held a Hall of Famer.
A Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Yep. Matt Stafford did not throw a touchdown. He did get some yards, but our defense stepped up. And I got to tell you, I don't know when I quit drinking. I literally said, to that point, nothing really mattered. I was like, okay, if we win, it's going to be great. And I remember, and I keep on forgetting that sometimes either he's 10 seconds ahead or I'm 10 seconds ahead. And the fourth down for the first fourth down play to Roma Dunze, the Michael Jordan pose. Oh,
yes,
my God.
Yes.
I literally was like, okay. It's because you remember what I said in one of the shows? Well, we went on a 4-game win streak. Maybe we go on another 4-game win streak and win the Super Bowl. I started getting on the edge of...
It was a legitimate... It wasn't like the first game everybody thinking we were going to be one and done. It was a legitimate possibility. And we were one play away from possibly making that happen.
Yep.
And I'm sorry to cut in. I will say this. I fully believe we would be playing today, next Sunday. If I know everybody talks about the refs screwed us, but again, I will say it was an interception in the Buffalo Bills game. Everybody said, it was a catch, it was a catch,
yeah.
It was a catch. But then the very next day, it was like we made a mistake yesterday, let's correct it today by calling it the complete opposite, where I believe, was it Johnson or was it Wright that snatched the ball and they said, he was down on contact. He made a football move.
It was Byard, I think.
Yes, that's right. Kevin Byard. But
and how bad is it that I think it was Chris Collinsworth, who I fucking hate as a commentator. I don't care. Fuck you, Chris Collinsworth. You and Tony Romo could just fucking drive off a cliff. Anyways, how bad is it that Chris Collinsworth says, Buffalo fans, hide your eyes?
Yeah.
When I heard that,
when your commentators are calling you out on various plays, just like the one where they called the unsportsmanlike and gave them the chance to get the second
against
Kyron.
The Ravens.
No. I'm talking about in that game when they called the unsportsmanlike because the guy is running this way.
Him. Yes.
Wasn't even looking at him. He was running. The guy was running, and they bumped into each other, and he tripped.
Yep.
Unsportsmanlike put them back into. I think it was first and goal on the...
Yeah.
They get the second Kyron Williams touchdown.
Yeah. We could do a whole another show of how bad referees were. But so we see that play, and I'm sitting on the edge of the Chase Lounge, and I'm like, oh, my God. Now, I quit drinking, and I'm like, holy shit. And let's just talk about...
You're going to have people thinking you need a meeting.
Okay. You guys want to come? I might know people because it's not anonymous. But I'm just saying, the fourth down, I don't know, 4th and 10, I don't know what the hell it was. But I remember sitting on the corner of my couch, and I said, you know what? It's been a great season. And I'm not going to get mad if I'm not going to get mad. It was a great season. We're not supposed to be here. I said that 100 times.
DJ gave up on the play.
No, I'm talking about the touchdown to Cole Kmet.
Oh, okay.
To tie the game.
Oh, the amazing, the one that's got everybody in the football world, including Max Crosby, which we'll get to that.
I'm sitting there just like this. I'm just like this. Of course I want to win, but I'm telling myself it's that's what he does. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, it's been a great season. We have nothing to hang our heads, and all of a sudden, I see. I don't know who the defender is. And I see Cole Kmet here, and I'm like, and the ball just magically just was like, and at first, the defender behind Cole Kmet went like this. I'm like, they're going to give him fucking pass interference. And all of a sudden, there's nothing. And I am like losing my shit out there.
And you know the amazing part about that play? Not only the fact that it happened, but just like the throw that he did, that Caleb threw to DJ Moore in the Packers game in overtime.
Yeah.
He threw it for the 45-yard line. He threw that one basically running in circles, running backwards, and then just lofted it.
Yep.
Where the other one, he stepped into the throw. And the fact that he can make a 55-yard throw
In the air
with horrible weather, people at him, and the play was another touchdown.
And
so basically 2 Hail Marys in the same season.
And you got to give credit to Cole Kmet because, everything about that throw was perfect. Had he have dropped it or had he have bobbled it and didn't get his feet down, he would have been the scapegoat. But, but that is the Ben Johnson effect. We've said it numerous times. We've texted back and forth. If this was any other regime, we
wouldn't have been there.
It wouldn't, even if
I fully believe if we had kept Eberflus for another season or picked any of the other coaches except for Mike Vrabel, because I like Mike Vrabel.
Gotta give it to him.
There's a reason he's in the Super Bowl.
Got to give it to him.
And if he's the only person that I will not be upset Ben Johnson loses Coach of the Year to. Because in my mind, if you take what Mike Vrabel had to work with and what we had to work with.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. I agree. Yeah, the simple fact that, both coaches took crumbling teams to...
With quarterbacks that there was questions on,
yep.
Even though, one got the shit kicked out of him. The other one was dealing with, no offense to Gerard Mayo, he was given the job because it was put into the contract. Otherwise, I think Vrabel would have been there last year.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kind of like when Indy called up Jeff Saturday or whatever. Sorry, don't want to go there. But anyways, so we this is just my take on. So we lost. It is what it is, And I remember texting you and saying, "Thank God for that midfield handshake," because everybody was talking about, is Sean McVay going to stick up for...
Yeah.
And
that one was so ridiculous.
And I so respect Sean McVay and all of the Los Angeles Rams.
Stafford, Devontae.
For showing respect.
Showing class.
Class, yep. And I think what everybody wanted was McVay to come out and do a stupid handshake, but that's not who Sean McVay was. And I am so glad that Ben Johnson walked out there after he lost, and he could have easily have done the Cam Newton after the Super Bowl, walked away, but he went out there and he showed class and he showed sportsmanship, and same thing with Sean McVay and
Stafford was one of the Dennis Allen, you guys kicked our butts.
Yeah. And Stafford went right up to Caleb Williams, and I didn't hear what he said, but that is just class. And
that's why I was hoping they would make the Super Bowl, because I wanted to see Stafford get another ring. And I posted a thing on Facebook that even though they ended up losing, when he got them into position to go into overtime, I said I don't feel bad at all losing to that guy.
He's a good guy. I like him.
Because, one, if in my mind, it's a no-brainer he's the MVP. And the whole award situation and, like the Pro Bowl, to me, is a joke.
Fucking Pro. Let's not go there.
I
will start drinking on Sunday. Oh, wait. It is Sunday. Let's just start drinking.
All right, let's go. Yeah. Well, I got my Monster the Midway juice.
I don't want to talk about how Kelly went. Can I just say it while I'm not looking because I'm pissed? How does Shedeur Sanders... Tell me, are we in a paradox? How does Shedeur Sanders makes the Pro Bowl, but Caleb is not...
Wait, hold on. Time out on the field. Not only Shedeur Sanders, who had more interceptions than touchdowns, had a little over 1,000 yards passing, but then you also choose Joe Flacco.
I saw that.
Joe Flacco is a borderline, you could question of whether or not you want to put him in the Hall. He's got a championship, the whole 9 yards. But the fact of the matter is the AFC that bad where to replace an injured quarterback and the guy in the Super Bowl, you pick Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco? And did they not want to go with the other old guy and pick Aaron Rodgers? Did he not want to go? What was it that you picked him? And the only reason why I'm not upset of them picking Jared Goff over Caleb because he had more yards.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I mean, but I'm just saying, we live in a strange world where Shedeur Sanders, name recognition, Dion.
And now it can go through life saying, I'm a Pro Bowl quarterback.
But can I just say something? And this is just my opinion. This is not opinion of Will's or the show, so I will accept whatever criticism. The Pro Bowl is a joke. Okay? I want to go back.
It's a flag football competition.
Yeah, I want to go back to the Pro Bowl where people were actually knocking the shit out of people. And
rest in peace, Sean Taylor.
Yep, and Shedeur Sanders, you can thank your dad for paving the way for you, because you want to know what? There's a reason why you went to the 5th round, 6th round.
Yeah.
Whatever round.
You were not a first-round quarterback. You were a first-round named quarterback.
But you know what? In 1 week, I just got to say it, Shedeur Sanders gets to the Pro Bowl, Caleb doesn't. That's fucked up. And Bill Belichick.
Mike Tomlin doesn't have a job. John Harbaugh is not in Baltimore anymore.
Bill Belichick is not a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about that shit.
But you know what?
I mean, I understand the criticism. There's no doubt whatsoever that Bill Belichick is a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay.
But
I have a question for you, because we watch sports. I have a legitimate question. And I was not even going to bring up Bill Belichick, but on the show we just do whatever.
You kind of mentioned his name, but
yep.
It is.
And so everybody wants to talk about when somebody is standing on second base and they're leading off and they're looking at the catcher. They say you can't do that. Why? I mean, if you're on second and I'm up to bat and you know he might be throwing me a curveball, you should be able. My point is, they all watch tape, right? So what's the difference if Bill Belichick got extra footage? What is the freaking difference when now it's the Super Bowl, right? So now there are 14 million cameras on every single player. So I don't understand. I don't understand.
I mean, I'm not going to justify if you want to call it cheating or whatever it is, and that whole Spygate situation. And they pointed out on ESPN because that's all they talked about the day that. And also, other part that I'm confused about is when did they start telling people they were going to make the Hall way before? Because I remember they used to show highlights of the president going and knocking on the door saying you made it.
Yep.
Or now former players going to their house to say you've been inducted and so on and so forth. But now they call you a week in advance and saying, we didn't pick you, because they did it to Bill Belichick and they did it to Eli Manning and told him he didn't make it, which you say...
2 Super Bowls, you're 11th in total passing yards. That's Eli Manning.
But
I'm just saying,
he got a lot of slack because here's another quarterback that got a lot of slack because of his name.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Bill Belichick, most wins.
No, second most.
Second most
yes.
to
Papa
Bear.
No.
Miami.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What the fuck's his name?
Don Shula.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, but most Super Bowl appearances, most Super Bowl wins.
And 8 total if you include his coaching career.
Most postseason wins. Like, do you really think the Deflategate and I'm gonna just not go too far into this because I can go on.
Time out. Hold on. That's the thing that I wanted to point out when they were talking about it all over ESPN. Do you realize Tom Brady's first throw in the Super Bowl was an interception with those deflated balls?
Yeah. So my point is with that. You want to come down on Tom Brady on that and everybody. This is just my opinion. And we could do a whole other show on this. You mean to tell me that the referee never touched that ball? You mean to tell me the referee never picked up that ball?
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, they've got to give it to whoever does the kickoff.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you. Okay, so...
That one I never understood the whole thing.
Yep.
Spygate, I'll give you that one because you recorded their practices and knew what they were going to do. And
that's genius to me. Whatever, that's just genius to me.
But
yep.
It was just people being petty, especially when they were saying Bill Polian led the charge.
Yeah.
Bill Polian, who helped create. the Bills and then make the Colts, and the Colts couldn't beat Brady and the Pats.
Yep.
But
so here we are, off season. I mean, I just feel like.
Well, before we give our off-season wish list, I want to give our awards because we actually take into account Bears players should actually be considered for awards.
I think so, yeah.
Who is your rookie of the year?
Oh, in the NFL?
No, for the Bears.
Ooh, shit, man, dude, you just can't. Oh,
Who is your rookie of the year?
Wow, rookie of the year for the Chicago
Because we're going to do
Bears.
rookie of the year, defensive player, and then obviously MVP.
Well, so seeing how you're just bringing it, I think our MVP is going to be the same, and I think our defensive player is going to be the same. Rookie of the year has got to go to Colston Loveland.
I got to agree with you on that. I mean, Nungai was close because his running was epic, but Colston Loveland, especially at the end of the season, I fully believe if Colston Loveland had been on that last play, the one that went to DJ where he gave up, he would have caught it.
Right. And I will say, let's say for some odd reason, Manungai was the starter. Let's say Swift went down, blah, 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 blah. And Manungai, I probably would have gone to Manungai, but Luther Burden, I think it just goes, I mean, you could just do a three-way tie, but I think it goes Colston Loveland, Manungai, and then Luther Burden.
Yes, I agree with that. And honorable mention would, and sadly enough, he got hurt, was Ozzie Trapillo.
Yep.
All right, your defensive player of the year.
Oh, my God. Byard!
I got to go with Nashawn Wright. I mean, yes, Byard got a bunch of interceptions, but Nashawn Wright had interceptions at very key moments. Like the interception, and we found out about his old coach passing away. And so he's definitely somebody I want the Bears to bring back.
So the reason why I say Byard is not because he had 7 interceptions, but because you had to account for where he was. And, I think if Byard wasn't in the games, the outcome could have. I just think he's just one of those that for this season. I think he was just one of those players that you had to account for him because
Absolutely.
So, but I do agree with Nashawn Wright. I mean, this guy 4 or 5 interceptions, 4 or 5 forced fumbles, recoveries,
and came out of nowhere. Yeah. Because guaranteed, if it wasn't for the injury to JJ and to Kyler Gordon, he might not have even gotten to play because Tyreek Stevenson was the third guy, and he completely, Stevenson got put into that game. It was like, oh, wait a minute, we still have him.
Yep. So I have a quick question for you, just because we need to laugh. Who's my wife's defensive player for the Bears?
C.J. Garner, Minshew Johnson.
I had to do that one. Oh my God!
It's perfect. I would love for him to see this and say that. I mean, she took 2 players and made them into one, and he's another person to consider for defensive player of the year because our team became completely different after we picked him up off of waivers.
And I really hope that I'm not going to get off track. I really hope that tweet was not true about just basically being one and done and whatever. But anyways, yep.
All right. I want to hear your answer on this one. MVP.
Really? Caleb Williams, without a doubt.
See, that was originally going to be my answer. But then I thought about it. The MVP is the offensive line.
Oh, really?
Because of the fact that we picked up those pieces and it changed our offensive line. It made our running game better. Obviously, it made Caleb better, and the fact that he was able to make those throws. So yes, I'm going to give it to them because there were so many times Caleb was able to make those plays because he wasn't touched.
I could be wrong, and you're the stat guy. I think Joe Tooney is up for Protector of the Year award.
And he made the Pro Bowl again. Matter of fact, correct me if I'm wrong, our center and our 2 guards made it. And then Joe Tooney, think about it. We lost Trapillo. and they moved him from guard to tackle.
And he did very well.
And he hasn't done that in like
Since he was
2
with the
years?
Patriots, yeah, or something like that, yeah.
But so the fact of the matter is our offensive line just stepped up. Obviously, Caleb Williams is the guy, but I want to show love to the offensive line as a whole because there are numerous times we lost Wright. Somebody else stepped in. We lost Braxton Jones. Trapillo steps in. Trapillo gets hurt. This guy steps in.
Yep.
This guy steps in. And so...
That's the Bears. That next man mentality.
But apparently that doesn't happen to anybody else because, they didn't... We won because everybody else was without their guys. And
absolutely. So obviously the Chicago Bears and 27 other teams are in, the offseason. So we've lost a couple key pieces.
On our coaching staff,
Yep.
we lost our offensive coordinator, even though he wasn't calling the plays. And we lost our running back coach.
Yeah, but those were instrumental in the foundation. I use that word a lot as the foundation. And I remember when I was a couple weeks ago or whatever, you said, what are we, or, who would I want? And I'm like, I think that Ben Johnson will make the right call. He's not just going to bring in, because the foundation's already there. So, and you're right.
I refer to it, even though Caleb Williams called his offensive line the Avengers, our coaching staff was the Avengers.
Yeah.
And how many times did an Avenger, the click happen or whatever, the blip, whatever, and then there was others that stepped in and got the job done. Obviously, he's going to pick the right person to replace Eric Bieniemy. Talks of hiring Matt Forte. I would love to Staley. Absolutely.
When you sent that to me, at first I had a brain this. I'm like, I know him. I'm like,
and he helped with Philly for a moment, and then I believe he went to New Orleans with Dennis Allen and helped out with their running back situation. I would love for them to hire Deuce Staley, and then. Now that Declan Doyle, and I wish him all the luck, I can't fault him for it, of going to Baltimore to be their offensive coordinator and gets a chance to call plays. I mean, there's talks of elevating our quarterbacks coach, R.J. Barrett, or our wide receiver coach, Antoine Randall L., which selfishly, I hope they don't do for him because he made our wide receiver room fantastic. And it seems like whenever you have an up-and-coming team, your coaching staff gets picked. We lost
how do you think we got Ben Johnson?
Yeah.
How do you think we got Ben Johnson? But the foundation, the nucleus with the brain, it's there. And I just don't think that Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson and whoever are just going to be like, oh, hey, we're just going to pick this guy.
Yeah.
I think
you're not just going to pick a bum off the street just because you can. He's going to be methodical about it. I mean, there's talks if they don't do that. The guy that was in Denver with Sean Payton, who Declan Doyle came from.
Yep.
So
I when we were talking about the season review, I want to say something that actually touched me on the day that
he's getting touched.
Scary. When T.J. Edwards went out. Now as I'm watching the game, obviously our beloved dog died, and I was emotional by quit drinking. What I enjoyed seeing was McCaskey running down to be with him. That reminded me, because you don't see that a lot. I mean, this isn't a movie script, but it reminded me of, I'm going to butcher the name, the former 49ers owner,
Bartolo.
Yeah. D. Bartolo, whatever his name is.
Because they interviewed him not too long ago.
So
Eddie whatever.
Ed Diabart, we'll work on that next year.
Just like anybody else wants to clear it up,
just like we did on Manon Guy. During his Hall of Fame speech, he one of his players, I just know the name, I can't think of it, got hurt, and he came down to check on him. And he got kicked out or whatever, but he wanted to go check on him. And the guy said, "Oh, did they throw you out too?" He's like, "No, I just wanted to check on you." Yeah. When I saw McCaskey running, not trotting, walking, he was running. To me, I was just like, wow.
And
that was very special. I thought.
Speaking of San Francisco, it's also like what happened to George Kittle when he tore his Achilles. You've heard the tequila story, right? There was a bottle of tequila was brought in.
Tequila story.
No, but the bottle of tequila was brought in, and they said that it was the owner sent it to him, and he emptied the bottle. You figure he can't play. He's you know.
But I just thought like that was, I know football, other than the UFC, is the most violent sport out there. I get that. I thought that was very compassionate.
Absolutely.
I thought that was.
Absolutely.
I mean, players get hurt all the time, and I just thought that was very, very a special moment. I don't want to use the word iconic, but I just thought that was very.
It's a classy move.
I thought it was, and like I said, I don't know how old he is, but he was running. He was running. So.
All right. So the who stays, who goes category of the episode, because I kept the list of people that are.
Welcome to the Gun Show.
Free.
Anyways, okay. So I don't have a huge list of who should go, but I can say a couple, and I'm going to steal your line. So if anybody doesn't like it, I stole it from him.
Why are you trying to steal my lines?
Cause.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I think the first person we should cut ties with is Simone Biles.
Okay, so here are the unrestricted free.
Completely cut me off. Like
Hold on, but I just want to give you the list to think of: the unrestricted free agents and restricted free agents. Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, Andrew Billings, Case Keenum, Travis Homer, Oz, Chris Williams, Jonathan Owens, who he just kind of referred to, Nashawn Wright, Dominique Robinson, Braxton Jones, and Noah Sewell.
Okay.
So from that list, who would you keep?
Let me see that again. I told you my memory's shot. Okay, I would keep Jaquan Brisker.
Absolutely.
Especially
how he balled out in the game against the Rams.
Definitely keeping Kevin Byard. Definitely.
Unless you get a home run in the draft.
I think Billings started to come on, but if you could find another upgrade, I would part ways, or I would keep him unless you got an upgrade.
Okay.
Case Keenum, got to keep him because he was in Caleb's. It was Will who you pointed out. He was
after watching him say you're gonna go get it done.
Travis Homer.
Who?
Yeah, thank you. I think we don't even have to say anything. Okay. Zakivas. He disappeared on us.
Yes, he did. He did. He looked good at the beginning of the season, and then Luther Burden came on, and it was like he's still on the team.
Maybe we use him as special teams, whatever. I don't know. Chris Williams.
Who?
Yeah, thank you. Simone Biles' husband. I mean, hey, that's what you kept on saying all season.
I feel so bad for him. Seriously, I feel so bad for him.
I mean, okay, Nashawn Wright.
Yes, amen.
Keep.
It's not even a no-brainer.
Okay, Dominic Robinson.
Who?
Yep. Okay. Braxton Jones.
Yes, for offensive line depth. Unless he gets a better deal somewhere else and follows somebody, I think we should keep him.
And the last person is one of your favorites, Noah Sewell.
I like Noah Sewell.
I like him. Yeah. I think we with him and Jackson.
Yes.
I think we got something good there. Now,
who should we let go? I know you alluded to it a little bit, and I want to hear where your mind's at. Or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first because I don't know.
All right. I know many people are going to argue this, and it hurts me to say this. DJ Moore should not be a Chicago Bear next year. We should trade him for draft capital and either sign somebody or pick somebody in the draft. And obviously, Ben Johnson has shown he can pick blue chippers because Luther Burden should have been there in the second round. He saw it, snapped him up. Because I fully believe he gave up on that last play and sealed his deal. with the team because it's not the first time. He did it all last year. He got the bag, and then all of a sudden I don't want to play with this rookie quarterback who you had two iconic passes in the end of the season, both games against Green Bay. And then when you were needed, you were not there. And everybody wants to bust on Caleb for that throw. He threw it where you should have been, just like what happened in the Commanders game.
So, I'm going to say this, just on this one. If he definitely gave up, I would move him. I'm just saying.
I'm going to stop you right there because I know you're going to go with he could be hurt. He was hurt many times during the season,
you're right.
and still showed up. But when the biggest moment of the season, you catch that pass where we're moving on to Seattle, and I
know.
I think we would have gotten torched by JSN and Cup, but you never know.
Right. No.
But
Okay.
go ahead. Sorry.
No. I just know, like, you're right. You have many valid points when it comes to him. There was times during the year that he was hurt and he came in and he made big plays, and then if he truly gave up for whatever reason, then yeah, if he caught the ball, we could kick the field goal.
Even though technically we didn't have to go for that home run pass.
So, yeah,
we just needed to get in the field goal range.
So
that's the only way I'll cut him slack is that, there was wide open field right there. Caleb could have did a wraparound because he did his Houdini routine and ran for it. But that's nor here nor there. No. But as far as DJ, there are multiple examples since last year of him giving up when we needed him. Walking off the field and trying to say, I was hurt and stuff like that. You know how many people have been hurt and don't go off the field until the play is over?
Yeah. But so what I'm going to agree with you on this part. You're on the field, you give it your all. We've all played sports, but whatever. So I have an interesting one. And I'm going to propose it to you.
Okay. Well, I'm already married, and so are you. So this better be a good proposal for me to listen.
We don't have a bromance?
Well, we have a bromance. We're Bears Bros for a reason. But continue.
DeAndre Swift.
So it depends on if we can find an upgrade, because he had a great season. That's the reason why he was a 1,000-yard rusher again. Unless we have a clear-cut better option, not a chance.
And I'm in agreement with you.
Same thing with Cole Kmet.
Damn, that was my next one. Damn it, dude, stop it. No, I think that with those two, I'll combine it. They saw their roles diminish. Cole Kmet said, "I'll do." I don't know if he said it, but he did whatever. Came up big when we needed him. Got a couple baseball swings this year. And I fully believe that Swift said, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble with this rookie," and he turned things around. That's why I traded him. I wanted him back. I think you just can't do what the '97 Florida Marlins did, win the World Series, and give everybody.
Yes,
I don't think you can do it. I think you need to keep a good core. But like with you, let's say we were able to get a better running back that didn't have as much tread on the tires, then yeah.
Like drafting another rookie that would complement Monungai more than Monungai complimenting them, and then you've got the youth of your team on rookie deals.
So, but here's just the last thing I'll say about that. Swift has played with Caleb Williams 2 years.
Yes.
So
they got the report.
Yep.
And unless we hit a home run, and I want Max Crosby.
Yep. And
we could use the DJ Moore idea as a way to pull it off, plus draft picks. And I think he wants to be a Bear. Yeah,
I had one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
I think we need to let go of Tremaine Edmonds.
Sadly enough, to save money, it would be a cap casualty.
I just think that he's up there. And, yeah, I know at one time he had 4 interceptions. I get it. I think just we need a better, because when Jackson stepped up, Jackson outplayed. I'm just saying. So I just wanted. I think
Yeah. But we got a question about Sweat because Austin Booker, and I said it at the beginning of the season, and he argued with me.
Yeah, he
is a potential stud, and we're at number 25, and there's a lot of people that I've been hearing, like the McDonald from Ohio State. There's the Caleb Banks from Florida. There's some names, and the kid from Miami, Akeem Messador, that we can get, and you put the youth defensive ends, and then you go and get somebody in the free agency or trade. Because I do like the idea about Trey Hendrickson because of the fact that we don't have to give up anything for him. Obviously, I would love to see Max Crosby in navy and orange.
Can you imagine Max Crosby and Booker? Now, so I'm in agreement with you with Sweat. We gave him a shit ton of money. And I know for a while Booker wasn't in, and we were questioning how come Booker is blah, 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 blah. So
it makes Matt Eberflus look even more stupid because during Hard Knocks, they made Booker look like a future Hall of Famer, and then he didn't use him at all during the season.
So obviously, Montez Sweat got double-teamed a lot. There were times that he really stepped up, but I just think that you get paid that amount of money, you should. So I'm in agreement with you.
We get a nightmare scenario of half of the time of the game, he's getting to the quarterback, whether he's able to sack him or not, and Montez Sweat did not.
So I'm going to propose a quick question to you, and then we can continue this.
Okay.
We wouldn't have to give up anything at all for Hendrickson.
Yes, correct.
Okay, right? So we could cut Sweat or trade him. Right now, watch this. Hey, you see where I'm going? Are you seeing where I'm going?
Say it. I want to hear it.
Max Crosby.
Oh.
Can you just imagine?
Oh my gosh. Trey Hendrickson on one side, Max Crosby on the other.
Hold on. You bring in Booker? Are you kidding me?
And I remember there were talks about possibly moving Booker to defensive tackle because he was starting to beef up.
I'm just saying.
And then you draft either one of those defensive tackles, like the McDonald kid,
or you get a stud linebacker. I'm just saying. Can you? I mean, that's obviously we're playing
because that's my wish list. I mentioned players, but my wish list is that we do for the defense this offseason like we did for the offense last season. Everybody said we've won the offseason and. Winners 3 years in a row. Let's do it a fourth year and have we got our quarterback, we've got our running back, we've got our tight end, we've got our receivers. So offense, you're good. You can add more pieces if you want, but you don't need to. Defense, get an edge rusher, get a linebacker, get a safety.
Thank you. And
whether in the draft or free agency.
But you know what though? What if we did add? You had suggested to me, Christian Watson. Is it going to?
He replaces us.
Is it going to hurt our offense to have another weapon? I'm just. And
it would hurt Green Bay.
So I am in agreement with you. Let's do for defense this coming year what we did for offense
with free agency in the draft.
Because let's face it, there was times that we played games. And I'm like, oh my God, we're getting no pressure, no hands up, no nothing. And just imagine, right? What I'm agreeing with what you said. Let's do for the defense what we did for the offense. Can you imagine the difference?
Absolutely. And we made a difference in year one that nobody thought we were going to make. And I'm going to use, I've mentioned this team numerous times during the season.
That was me.
Follow Philly's playbook. They made their offensive better when they got Devontae Smith because he was a teammate of Jalen Hurts at Alabama. And then they added Saquon, took them to the next level. But on the defensive side, with Vic Fangio, a defensive guru, We supposedly have a defensive guru in Dennis Allen. What did they do? They went and got Jalen Phillips this offseason. No, Jalen Phillips from Miami. They drafted Jalen Carter. They drafted Cooper DeJean. They drafted Quentin Mitchell. And so you've got your secondary locked down. And then you've got your linebackers when you got Zach Bond.
There we go. Yeah.
And your defensive front when you've got Carter and Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean, yep, from Tampa Bay, yep.
Howie Roseman gave everybody in the NFL the playbook on how to build a championship roster. I think Ryan Poles could do the same thing.
Absolutely right.
And we've got the better coach, because no offense, Nick Sirianni, there's a reason why a lot of people talk about you shouldn't be there. And the only thing that saved your ass was the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you can thank Barkley for your whatever, but I'm just saying, you're right. Let's get the defense what we did for the offense, and I'm just saying because I was going to say Zach Bond. Thank you for saying him. He was he worked his ass off to get to this, and now he's a Pro Bowler.
It's kind of like when we brought in Edmonds from
Buffalo.
Now he was the one from Buffalo.
T.J. Edwards came from Philadelphia.
Okay. So, and both of them made a name for themselves elsewhere, and they came to us, and they started making our defense better. And do it again.
Yep.
But here's the last thing I will say before, because we're running low on time. The last thing on my wish list is please, Kevin Warren, the government of Illinois, or wherever the hell you go, North Indiana, please, for the love of God, figure out this stadium situation. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about it. Arlington Heights, fix the stadium, building in Indiana. Can we just finally get a done deal and say the stadium is going to happen? I'd love for you to stay where you're at because, I mean, as far as I'm okay with Arlington Heights, it could become something great. But let's make a fucking decision.
Yeah, so with that, you can't in Indiana. I know it borders Illinois. I know,
and they pay Illinois taxes and stuff.
But we are the Chicago Bears. We are not the Gary Bears or the
we've
been up to Buffalo. We were there when they were building the new stadium, right? So here is the new Buffalo, new era, whatever they call it. And hey, right here is the new stadium. Make it happen. Oh, my God.
And
we're going to be in Chicago soon.
The only thing that I will say about the Indiana thing is, yes, they are the Chicago Bears. But the Commanders played in Virginia. The Giants and Jets play in New Jersey. That's the only way I'll say, I mean, it is what it is. As long as the stadium gets built, either improve Soldier Field because it's the smallest stadium in the NFL, or just say we're going to Arlington Heights. Make a fucking decision.
Yeah.
Kansas City, in the same time frame, decided we're moving to freaking Kansas out of Missouri, and they made a decision, and they're the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
We're one of, if not the most iconic franchise in the NFL. Our owner helped create the NFL, and you can't make a fucking decision on a stadium when we've been in Soldier Field. I mean, we played at Wrigley. We play at Soldier Field. Either build a new one or stay where you're at.
Or simply just upgrade I don't know how it
just make a decision.
Because, just before we get to the end, wasn't it a couple years ago when they were redoing the stadium, we played someplace else?
Yeah, we played in Gary, Indiana.
There you go. So there you go.
I mean, because that's where our spring trading, what the fuck?
Hold on, time out. Flag on the play. Okay, take a deep breath.
Training camp. Thank you.
Breath.
Training camp is located. I'm going into baseball mode or something, and hopefully Yankees get their head out of their ass.
Let's not go there.
But
no, you're right. And my goal is to next year. I'm going to go out to Chicago. That is my goal.
I want to see a game in the stadium before it's done.
Mm-hmm.
We're Yankee fans. I've seen a game in the old Yankee Stadium and the new one.
Me too. And I like the old stadium better, but whatever. That's just me. That's just me. I'm old. But anyways, so just before we end this, I just want to say, I've said it several times. Thank you for being able to, do this show. I know
I love talking Bears, and you made this. I think this is why this season's been even more fun. Is because we've experienced it, but then we get to talk about it.
Yeah, and I remember, it's been very well documented. We each have we each have our own podcast, but we wanted to do something together, and just it lined up to where our schedules lined up. And I remember just saying, "Hey, listen, I might be able to do." I don't think we had a name. I just said, "Hey, I think we might be able to do something, another podcast with Bears." And you're like, "I'm all over it." And if you remember, I'm like, "Hey, why don't you come over? I got an old Bears blanket. We're going to hang it up." If you watch a couple of our first episodes, you'll see my wife walking by. And that's just how we did it. The first time it was my fault. I didn't hit record, so that was...
Oh, we were perfect.
Oh, my God. That was great. And then, I just said, listen, I have a spare room where I do, my own thing. Why don't we just take half of the room and we'll just make it and we'll do it as it were. Will goes, "Hey, listen, I can make something." I'm like, "Cool." Of course, he brought, I think it was only like this big. And I'm like, "Will, if you watch one of our bloopers, it's on there. We're outside on the deck." And then just slowly
before
but surely,
the Raiders game.
Yeah, and just slowly but surely, he went and he got this. We added some extra merchandise.
And we're gonna get into the lab because this is our last episode of the season. We will be back at the beginning of March. So we're going to take the whole month of February, even though today is February 1st.
Yep.
We had a hope to do it our normal Thursday schedule.
Damn weather.
But because Mother Nature decided to shit on the whole East Coast, including where we are in upstate New York, my job was cool enough to agree, hey, in order to have Monday, the day of the storm, off, you got to work Thursday. I'm like, okay, cool.
But, And, as fate would have it, my wife and her family in another town was having a yard sale. And I was down there and I was looking at the current chairs that we're sitting in. And I'm like, I said, "Hey, Will, I'm going to have a surprise for you when you show up for that particular Thursday." And now we got these cool little swivel chairs, instead of sitting in those rock hard fucking.
Yeah.
But, but the whole point is I had a lot of fun.
We're going to evolve.
Evolved or revolved? I don't know if that's really a word. I just want to throw it out.
We're going to keep upgrading
Absolutely.
our game to make season 2, starting in March, where we talk about the free agency. Hopefully we will hear some noise, some chatter of who we're going to sign. We'll know who more of the top free agents, our wish list.
Yeah, and then, we're going to do... obviously, when the draft comes around, because this is the draft guy, he'll send me. I swear to God, I said it before.
I already have.
This guy will send me
as soon as I heard about McDonald's,
people, and I'm like, I don't know who these are, and they're like, we could get this guy. I'm like, I don't know college. I don't really.
I don't follow college until the draft.
Until the draft,
the Zion Young kid that I've heard about. I got to research.
And then when training camp opens, we got some ideas coming for season 2, but I just want to say thank you for, I know that you have a busy schedule, I have a busy schedule, but we started off with just, hey, let's just hang a blanket, let's just do this, and here we are, we got some new equipment, we're looking at different streaming options, we're going to branch out, we're looking at merchandise, so for me, I had a lot of fun doing this, because obviously... I could watch the game and then sit here and talk, and I have to be like, but unless he says, hey, we should research this. No, I suck at research. Don't ask me to research shit.
Not only do I want to thank you as well, but to all of the people that have supported us. And I've got stats of the views that we're getting. People are watching us. They keep commenting. So thank you for our first season. To all of our... the friends we've made on Facebook, the BWO podcast who brought us on as a guest a couple of weeks ago. Thank you.
And just one more. I can I give a spoiler about, Can I give a spoiler? Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so, listen, ladies and gentlemen.
Every show gives a spoiler of what's coming next season.
Absolutely. So, listen, ladies and gentlemen, like he said, we're over 100,000 views. We got over 500 some odd subscribers. You guys, keep bringing the comments. Listen. You won't have to just watch us on YouTube anymore, but keep watching because coming up on season 2
of the Bears Broz Podcast,
we are going to be on iHeartRadio, the biggest platform you can ever get onto. We're going to be on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Amazon. There are other things. You will be able to be driving in your car and be like, I got to listen to these two mofos, and boom, you can be able to play it. That is spoiler number 1. Spoiler number 2, I don't have anything.
I'm like, this is breaking news because I didn't even hear this shit. But yes, so for the last time this season, I am Big Will.
I am J Dubs.
And we are the Bears Broz Podcast. Bear down, see you in March.
I will never learn gang signs. I don't know. I'm white.